Hey everybody. Today we are going to go on a little outdoor expedition. I'm going to go rock collecting. We're going to go out to one of my favorite places, George's Creek out at Prettyboy Reservoir. I've got a couple places out there that I like to go and look for interesting rocks. Now, about 6 weeks ago I found a really nice rock that's going to serve a purpose. It's very big, wide, and flat. And I set it aside because even back then I was kind of secretly planning on this tank, and I think that rock is going to go in here very well. So today we're going to go look for that. I did set it off to the side, so hopefully I will be able to remember where I stashed it, and we're going to go and look for some other stuff while we're in there. When I said I'm going to film or document my process, I'm not talking so much the mechanics behind, how to put substrate in and that sort of thing. I might get, touch on that as I go. But I'm really talking about my creative process and how I put a tank together, where I get my inspiration, the reasons I do the things I do, and that sort of thing. So today we're going to go see where and how I look for rocks, and we're also going to see quite a bit of the inspiration for how I set my tanks up. And I want to make it clear that what you're looking at now is in no way indicative of what you're going to see in the end result. That's just stuff in there to kind of get my mind going, give me a sense of scale, color, depth, that sort of thing. So we're going to, just kind of get the creative juices flowing by seeing some rocks in situ. So let's get going, and we're going to head on out to George's Creek, and we're going to look for some rocks out in the real environment. And here we are. Now, we just came from that direction. There's sort of a trail there, although you can't really see it this time of year. It looks much better out here in the spring and summer, believe me. I had a bit of difficulty finding the rock I was looking for. It's changed quite a bit since I've been down here. This was a fairly rocky beach. It is now all full of water. So it lets me know the reservoir is pretty much full, and this backs up into this area. So I was able to find some of the rocks I was looking for. Let me see where'd they go. Here's the one. This I set aside a while ago. I did, when I tossed it aside, I actually chipped it and knocked this corner off. So that'll have to get hidden somewhere in the tank. But all in all, that is a really nice rock. It covers a lot of area. It's very large, and it's thin, so it doesn't take up a whole lot of space or weight. I set another one aside while I was down here that same day. This is a little smaller, but again, it's a very nice thin rock. So these will serve, well, they'll serve a variety of purposes depending on what I want to do with them, and we can get into that later. But these kind of rocks are very important to me. We've also got some larger structural type stuff. I'm not going to use this, but just as an example, we've got that. We've got stuff like this just lying around all over the place out here. Now, a lot of times, and I want to show you how clear the water is, a lot of times you can find stuff. Now, let me roll my sleeve up here. It is hunting season, always dress appropriately. If you're willing to just walk out in the water, I mean, you got right there. And look at the color on that. That's nice and thin. So that actually might come home with me today. But you see rocks like this, and out here, areas like this is my inspiration. I fish out here, I hike out here, I walk out here. I've grown up in areas like this, so when I put my tanks together, things like this, I wouldn't not have stuff like that in my tank, because that's just what the world to me looks like. There's another one that makes for a nice, really good structural rock. Now, I'm not so interested in this particular stuff today. Do you see all that little stuff right there? Those are insect larvae that are living in little casings they've made on the rock. So that's another thing we'll talk about later. It's very important to thoroughly clean this stuff when you get it home. I've had some bad experiences with bringing stuff home. So that's a little thicker than I want. And I honestly don't need a whole lot of these. I was coming out here specifically today to find those 2 rocks that I just found. That third one might be a bonus. And I've already got a lot of structural stuff, some of the more upright, square, bulky rocks at the house that I've been treating in bleach over the last day. So that is the part we're going to look at while we're out here. So it's back to the house, and we're going to start laying them out and looking at what they look like in front of the fish tank. So I'll see you in a second. And we're back. Alright, now it is the following morning relative to the beginning of this video, and the 2 large flat rocks you have there on the right, and then that 1 tan rock up in the far right hand corner are what we brought home yesterday. The other rocks you see here are rocks that all came out of my native tank, and I've actually been treating them overnight. I was yesterday in bleach water, just that, a bucket of water with a little bit of bleach in it, which was sterilizing them. I've rinsed them and I've brought them down here just to lay them out and have something to look at. The other rocks I have not treated at all yet. They're just sort of here so I can get this video wrapped up. I'm going to do this in various stages. So how to prep and clean and prepare the rocks is going to be the next part. I just wanted to wrap this up so you know our trip is over, we're back, and that's what I've got to work with for the time being. And when I talk about structural rocks, I'm talking about rocks like that are more upright, the kinds of rocks you can use to prop other things against, not these sort of flat rocks that are used for walls and roofs and foundations. So I've got a lot more of the walls and roofs and foundations than I'm probably going to need versus these large foundational rocks. You know, to me, and this is one of my favorite rocks. I think is absolutely gorgeous. I was never able to use that in any of my tanks because it's just so damn big. I've never had a tank like this before, so I'm really, you know, these rocks I've brought home are a good start, but I'm probably going to have to go out and get some more structural stuff. I mean, you can see I've got just gorgeous looking rocks, but they're just very small. So we got a long way to go as far as scaping in this tank, and I'm going to go through my whole process. Like I said, I'm going to talk about my philosophy about why I do things and how I place things, and you know, the compromises that have to be made, and there's tons and tons of things that have to be considered. And now that I feel like I've got a little experience under my belt, I want to share some of those things that I'm going to be considering as I put this tank together. And that's everything from ease of maintenance to you know, how frequently I'll be able to see the fish swimming around. There's just a lot of things I've learned through trial and error in the different tanks I've put together in the last couple of years. So this is basically what we're going to be starting with. I do need to get these all cleaned up and prepped. Like I say, most of them have been treated and sterilized. Now I just got to get out the hot water and the scrub brush and really bring the, you know, natural colors and everything out of the rock. Now all those natural colors will go away, and in time they'll just look like green, you know, rocks that are living in the bottom of a river, which pretty much everything always does once it's in an aquarium for a while. But that's fine. I want it to develop that patina, but it's going to develop that patina naturally in that tank with everything else all evenly and at the same time. So it will be my patina and not the patina that was on it when I brought it home from the river. So sterile or not, I'm still going to actually scrub it down and get it looking nice and bright and shiny and pretty, just like all these rocks do. And then over time they will age into the tank and they will look much, much more natural and less, you know, harsh and standing out the way they do now. So I'm going to wrap that up. I thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned, subscribe now, and we will get to the next part here real soon about how to actually safely prepare the rocks, and even how I'm going to talk a little bit about how to choose rocks properly so that you're not putting stuff in your tank that's going to alter your tank's water chemistry. That's very important too. So subscribe now so you don't miss any updates, and we real soon will be getting into the next stage of this. So thanks for watching again, and I'll see you real soon.